Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie. This is the Jamboy72 channel. Welcome to my subscribers, and if you've just clicked on this video because the title resonates with you, welcome to this video. Now, you've clicked on this video because, as I said, the title resonates and there's something within you that's making you search this kind of thing. So what I'm going to be talking about today is childhood trauma and how it then affects you in your adult life. And I'm going to describe something so that we can all understand the actual effects that it can have on a child that has gone through certain amounts of trauma. Now, when we're born into the world, we're born with our own light and we are born into the family that we are born into. Now, we have no say and we have no right of where we're going to go, but we are where we are when we're born. Now, there's two types of children that do come into the world, and they come in different ways. Now, this is how we're going to discuss it today. So we're going to be talking about the child that is in lack and the child that is in abundance. Now, what we're going to do is these two children, we're going to try to imagine them as two buildings being built. So from the very day they're born, there's bricks that are being built and building up this child. So you've got the child in lack and you've got the child in abundance. Now, when I talk about a child being in lack, I mean that this child has come into the world and there's already problems within the family. Maybe there's violence in the family. Maybe there's abuse in the family. Maybe there's addiction in the family. Maybe there's alcoholism in the family. Maybe there's psychological stuff going on. Maybe there's a lot of fear happening for the children. Maybe there's things that they're witnessing as children that is bringing them into lack. Okay, so they're lacking already. So as they're being built into this building, the building blocks of this child has something missing that the child in abundance has. Now, you've got the child in abundance on the other side. Now, they are born into a family that is a wholesome family that doesn't have any of those issues. The mum and dad are very close. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of consideration for the singularity of the child, like you can be an individual in this family. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of admission if something is wrong. There's no issues with talking about problems. Now, the child in abundance will learn how to communicate more. They'll have less issues than the child in lack already. That's how they're starting. So the two buildings that we're putting together, the child in lack is being built without any plaster or anything, any cement in between these bricks. Okay, so let's keep imagining the more the child that is in lack remains in lack, doesn't have this support as they grow up, they continue to see things as they grow up that's affecting them and building them in this way where they don't have the cement in between their building. Whereas the child in lack, the child in abundance has the full love, the full attention. They never see anything untoward. They don't witness any violence. They don't witness any addiction. They don't witness jealousy and paranoia. So they're now being built in this building with cement in between their bricks. Now, that's how they're being built. The child in abundance is being built in a very, very, very strong way. Okay? Now, when we talk about childhood trauma, that's what's happening. And as I talk about these buildings being built, I'm talking about the brain of the child. Now, the child that's in lack and the child that's in abundance are being wired differently, guys. So if you clicked on this video because of the title, don't feel bad. Don't be apologetic if you're now this adult that is facing the childhood traumas that you went through. We were the ones that grew in lack. We didn't have that cement. We had to find it for ourselves somehow to build ourselves up, okay? But what we have to remember is it doesn't matter what age you are, there's going to be a time in the life of the child that is in lack that something will happen, something will eventually happen in this child's life that will be so catastrophic and something they just cannot get their minds around. Now, what will happen to this child in lack is you will just be able to push this foundation and they will crumble. There will be a point where the child that's had this childhood trauma is just going to tumble down and crumble. Okay, now when this happens to the child that's been in lack, they can rebuild themselves. Now this is going to take therapy, it takes a lot of inner work, it takes a lot of truth as well, and to face things you've been through. And also now you're an adult, to understand fully that nothing that you went through as a child was ever your fault. If ever you felt like the adult was blaming you for anything, that was on the adult. Now the adult that was already in lack, that built this child in lack, is always going to blame the child, because they have not got any introspection like this child that has just crumbled, that's now looking within and looking at the structure of the self, looking at the foundations of how they were built, putting on their own cement and making themselves strong. The child that grew with abundance is already growing like that. And you'll find that the child that grew in abundance will be, they'll be able to help a child that's been in lack. But there's some things that the child that grew up in abundance will not understand of a life that a child has been through, that has been through the lack that we've spoken about. So if you were a child that had trauma growing up, and I am talking about violence, paranoia, jealousy, addiction, fear, did I say violence? Violence, police involvement, other family ignoring the situation. And then when you are then as an adult, it's all sort of pushed to the side. But you've got to realise, if your family are doing that and pushing things to the side, they themselves are ignoring the lack of cement in their foundations. So if you are at the point where you've just crumbled and your whole foundation has just crumbled for the reasons that I've stated, and you've just got to this position where you've just had enough, allow your foundations to break, allow it to happen, because now what's going to happen is you're going to find your own cement in life. You find your own inner strength. You don't have to be validated by anyone. You don't have to seek anything from the outside furthermore, because it's all in you and it's your choice what you're taking in. And now it's your time to rebuild your own foundation. And as I said, the cement that you will now use to build yourself up will be the strongest cement available. In fact, the cement that you are now going to use to rebuild your foundations and yourself now in your adult structure is actually stronger than the child in abundance had, because they already started at the top. The child in lack started at the bottom. So where else have we got to go, guys? If you started down here, you've only got up here to go. And if you were a child in lack that is still here, or maybe here, let things crumble and let yourself understand that certain things that are happening in your adult life, the way that you think about certain things, the way that you react to certain things, the way that you hide certain things to yourself, is because you didn't have that cement to help you understand all those things now. But as an adult, it's thoroughly available to us, guys. Do the work, do the inner work. If you need to cut yourself off from everybody, just do it. If you need to drop all the judgment that's been put on you and just the way that people perceive you, yeah, it's time to drop it, because already we've been through enough crap. If you've been a child of trauma, we have already been through enough. So now in our adult lives, it's time to bring ourselves into the real goodness that we deserved. The love, protection, the support, the motivation that we needed as children, we give to ourselves now. And that makes us even more powerful, because we're getting it all from inside. Now this child in lack has just become an adult in abundance. You see how it works? Okay, so this is, like I said, to my subs, if this will help anybody that subscribed to me, and if you're new to the channel and you clicked on the link because the title just resonated so much with you, then make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be making more videos like this now that I am the child in lack that is now in abundance. Peace out.